Today we are making omelets in a mug with toast, so we'll need our cooking utensils and ingredients out first. So the cooking utensils is a mug,
any mug that's ceramic or glass, no metal,
a cutting board, a adaptive knife, a toaster, which you can use any kind that you have at home or you don't need it at all, a fork or a whisk, and measuring cups and spoons.
We have the 1/4 of a cup and the 1 tablespoon.
And then the ingredients are the eggs. This is 2 eggs and 3 egg whites. How could you make those egg whites?
If you want egg whites and you don't have the carton of egg whites, you can try to strain the yolk when you crack the egg. Spoon, sometimes people have like a strainer that they can use just to take the yolk part out.
So egg whites means no yellow. And then a bell pepper. Yum. Onion. Shredded cheese.
We have an orange and a white blend. Any shredded cheese you have and like works great.
Milk. Some meat.
We have fully cooked turkey sausage links. You could use bacon or pork sausage. These are, obviously they're not pork. They're a little bit lower in fat, so a little bit healthier. Or if you don't want meat at all, don't have meat.
And then 1 to 2 slices of bread for toast.
Any bread is fine.
All right, now it says to set the ingredients on the counter. So we have the pepper out first. And carefully dice the meat and veggies into small cubes.
Yes, so we're gonna start with the pepper. It's already been rinsed off. We're gonna take our adapted knife and we're just gonna cut out part of the pepper here. And then we're going to take any seeds out. This doesn't have very many, it's kind of nice.
They all fell out.
They all fell out. We're gonna start by cutting it in a few strips. So press down and roll it across. Keep your fingers out of the way. Then we're gonna take these strips and either chop or you can roll back and forth. We're gonna cut them up into little bites that will go in this 1/4 of a cup. Fill it as much or little as you like. If you don't know if you like peppers, try a few. They're good, they're crunchy. So onions are tricky, okay? So we wanna hold on to the end of the onion. You wanna cut off the top so that we can break through the skin. So we have to do that on both sides so that you can then peel it down and get this top layer or so off because it's skin and it's doesn't taste very good. All right, so we get the top layers off. Now we want to cut the onion in half. So we take it, we lay it flat on the flat end, we hold on and we press it down. And we're gonna take one of these halves and cut some pieces out of it.
Are you crying, Megan?
Not yet.
Onions might make you cry. Their scent is very strong. It makes your eyes water, so it's okay if that happens.
So we're gonna hold the onion and we're gonna cut just a couple of slices, because then the nice thing that happens is we'll turn these slices on the side and you will chop, 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 chop. And we're gonna put these into the cup. These onions tend to be not as bad as like the red onion. So our packaging has this little separated peel. I'm gonna take out 2 links and set the rest aside. And then I'm gonna come down and I'm just gonna put them, I'm gonna chop them up into slices. And if you wanna cut them smaller, you can. If you wanted to cut them smaller, you could just take your knife and cut them in half. We're gonna fill up our cup.
So now we have the peppers, the onions, and the turkey sausage. To To make the omelet, we have to grease the mug. So there's a couple of different ways to grease a mug.
Yep, so this is so that the egg and everything doesn't stick to it when you're cooking it. So if you have cooking spray, you can just spray the inside of your mug. If you have butter that's kind of soft, you can use butter. We're gonna just use olive oil because it's what we have. So if you get a paper towel, better than a napkin, so paper towel, and you just put a little bit of butter or olive oil onto the paper towel, and then we're just gonna rub this on the inside surface of the mug so that it's kind of shiny and you can't even really tell, but it's gonna keep it from sticking.
Now it says to crack 2 eggs or 3 egg whites into the mug. So we'll do it the 2 egg way.
Yep. So you're gonna want to have a trash can handy so that you can crack and drop, and then we're gonna wash our hands, because just like other things like chicken or raw meat, eggs, you don't want to touch anything. There's chances of bacteria in the raw egg if you don't cook it and eat it. So we're gonna crack on the side of the mug and stick our thumbs in and crack the egg right into the mug. I'm gonna do one more. And if you happen to get a little piece of the eggshell in there, not a big deal. You can get a spoon or fork and scoop it out.
Or use your finger.
Or use your finger, and then wash your hands.
Now it says to add 1 tablespoon of milk and then whisk until blended.
So we have our tablespoon and our milk. If you don't have milk and you have like creamer, cream,
Almond milk.
if you have none of that, a little bit of water is okay too. This is just to kind of help it with its cooking. So tablespoon, and dump it in. Then grab your whisk or your fork, and you gotta break those egg yolks, and you want it to become like a light orange mixture.
Now we can add our ingredients, so the meat and veggies, whatever we wanted to put in it, and it says to whisk again. So add your meat and veggies.
Depending on the size of your mug, you may have to adjust the vegetables that you have. So you put your peppers in, your onions in, put your meat in, and then we have cheese to add in. So we get everything in, and we just kind of stir it all up. And then we will do our cheese. So we have our tablespoon, and just a little scoop of cheese. I like cheese, so I might decide to add a little bit more. Mix it all up, and it's ready for the microwave.
And could it ever get too full?
Yes, the eggs, when they are gonna puff up when you cook them, so you want to make sure the mug's a little over half full, but not too close to the top.
So there's still at least like this much of my finger room. So you want to keep room for the top. They're gonna get bigger. Now it says to microwave for 1 minute and then stir. Repeat this in 30-second increments until eggs are no longer runny. So we start with 1 minute.
So into the microwave. You can hit the 1, or we can do cook time and do 1 minute and then hit start. All right, so then we carefully bring the mug down and we take a look, and we stir it up, and we can see that it's starting to cook, but it's still runny, so it needs to go back in for 30 seconds. Most microwaves have a 30-second button that you can hit, but if not, you can do cook time, 30, and start. Okay, now the mug's getting a little bit hot, so I'm gonna grab an oven mitt to carefully hold it and bring it down. You can see it keeps growing, so we're gonna chop it, and what we see is there's just a little bit of liquid at the bottom. So it's almost done though. So I'm actually gonna say for ours, I'm just gonna put it in for 15 seconds. Cook time, 1:05, and should be ready to eat. It's very hot, so we can stir it up. See that we've got no more liquid, but we have yummy, fluffy eggs to go with toast if we want.